Hi there, it's Ron McCracken. I wanted to make a little video to commemorate my Sunday, I think it was Sunday, Sunday, November 7th, made 2 years and 6 months of sobriety for me. And for anyone who didn't already know, alcohol was my main drug of choice. And I'm a little surprised by it all, because honestly, I never thought I would seek sobriety, never thought I would want to seek sobriety, much less attain it, especially for 2 years and 6 months. Honestly, when I first stopped on May 7, 2019, I was just giving myself, I was thinking to just give myself a couple week break from it. And a couple weeks went by and I thought, well, let's go ahead and go a month without. And it was a little easier than I thought it would be. Really, about the only thing I miss about it is just the social aspect. And I don't really miss that all that much, but there was a social aspect to it. Although I drank alone quite a bit, but still, you're part of that social society. Like my therapist said not too long ago, alcohol is the only drug in our society that you have to justify not using. And that's pretty accurate. But what I did was I had cut back. I had been cutting back on my drinking for the last year or two before I stopped, although there were times I was still drinking heavily, but I had cut back where it wasn't every night, and also I was cutting back amounts a little bit less as those last couple of years went by. So it wasn't a huge leap initially to stop drinking, but really, I didn't plan on it being a permanent thing at first, but then a month went by, wasn't too bad. I liked it. I also liked the money I saved. 2 months went by, and I think it was on the 4-month anniversary, either 4 months or 5 months maybe, but that was the day I had a therapy session, and I surprised my therapist by telling her, hey, just want to let you know it's been 4 months or 5 months since I stopped drinking. And I kept that as long as I could because I wanted to surprise her with it. She just kind of looked surprised, and well, it did surprise her, and she said, really? And I said, yeah, I did that. I wanted to make it a surprise, but again, part of that is because I wasn't sure I wanted to make it a permanent thing. Now I know I want it to be a permanent thing, but that first month or two I wasn't sure. I thought maybe I'll just give myself a few months break, but just to let other people know, whether you're in recovery and have been sober for a while, or you're not sober but would like to be, that it can be done. It's always easier said than done, as the cliche goes, but it can be done, because I was pretty bad with it. I'm sure it did a lot of damage to my health, especially my mental health. So I was dealing with long-term depression and anxiety, and then of course after the Boston Marathon bombings with my PTSD, I'm quite certain it only made that a lot worse, since alcohol is depressant obviously, and I wasn't drinking responsibly. The intent was always to get drunk, and the intent was to be self-destructive. But so here I am, 2 years, 6 months. I'm kind of amazed by it. And one of maybe the biggest difference that I notice is clarity of thinking. And the main thing with that is you see things and see people and see situations as they are, not as you want them to be. Sometimes we delude ourselves into thinking maybe someone is a better person than they really are, or something is a better situation than it really is. whatever. It's hard to explain other than just say you see everything with a lot more clarity. Your thinking is a lot more clear, so you generally make better decisions. Not that I don't still make mistakes and still make some bad decisions, but definitely made a lot more bad decisions and big mistakes while I was drinking. And well, that's about it. I just wanted to share that and stress again that if it had not been for the bombings, I never would have sought therapy. I would have just kept quietly limping along with my depression and anxiety, and so, destroying myself with drinking. And I never would have sought therapy. And thanks to therapy, that helped me achieve sobriety. That was a big factor in helping me achieve sobriety, and that helped me forgive the Boston bomber for what he had done, and let myself off the hook too, because I had felt so much anger and just so much anger and thirst for vengeance that I hated him so much that I felt bad about it, because I was just like, how could I hate another human this much? So that was just dragging me down, and it was in large part when I reached sobriety that I was eventually able to, took a couple more years, took about 3 more years, but still eventually able to reach that point of forgiveness. And that felt like the weight of the universe dropping off my shoulders. And then I realized how much that had been holding back my progress in therapy. And then I just, much more of a rapid progression. But that's about it. Wanted to share that, and hope everyone's doing well. Remember, luminous beings we are.